What's up, guys? You've reached Couch Co-op. I'm one of your hosts, Sean. I'm here with, as always, with my friend Jack Rooney. What's up, Jack?
Still with the friend. Last week I wasn't even like a good friend.
Nope, still kind
Still
of mad
bent
about...
out of shade out of this Comic-Con
Listen,
thing.
when you pay me back for PAX, we're good.
Oh, all right.
And a special guest has joined us today, my best friend, Fred. How's it going, Fred?
How we doing?
That stings.
I hope it does. And you guys are listening to Couch Co, which means we have to talk about video games for the next 45 minutes to an hour. So
It's a long time.
it is a long time, but I talk a lot, and so does Jack.
Yeah. So I mean, like, now that you bring up Comic-Con, what they had Assassin's Creed 4 gameplay there.
I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, which is very exciting, very interesting, and it's very compelling to me. Now that's probably the only game I'm going to be able to play on the PlayStation 4 at launch.
Yeah, so our topic today we want to talk about is is PlayStation 4 still worth buying at launch now that it has no games? And we're going to get into that a little bit later. But first, how good is Assassin's Creed multiplayer?
Okay, so I've loved it. I've loved every iteration of it. I've always thought it was really impressive. And,
so good.
You know, like, if you guys ever read any of my stuff, or if you listen to me talk about games ever, you know that, like, something... Like, all you have to do to be good to me is do something a little bit different, you know? Do something
That's all you have to do.
That's pretty much it. Like, to be honest, like, I've played so many first-person shooters, I've played so many third-person shooter multiplayer, it's just, like, really all you have to do is do something a little bit different, and I'm at least interested, you know?
I was going to say, that does not make a game good.
No. But you're going to, like, pique my interest. And so I was ready, you know, off the bat to try Assassin's Creed multiplayer. I thought it was really cool. My first experience of it was when I got Brotherhood. So I think they had it in 2, but I didn't try that one. But I did it in Brotherhood.
They didn't have it in 2. Brotherhood was the first
Oh,
one.
well, then Brotherhood, I got the first exposure to it. Which was awesome, because it was so different, and, like, you know, all the sneakiness to it, all the subterfuge, really cool.
Yeah, it's a great game. I hate Assassin's Creed with a fucking burning passion. I just for some reason can't get into that story. I think the game's boring. Assassin's Creed 1 was quite literally painful to play.
Yeah,
but
you're not
Fred
really...
convinced me to play the multiplayer, and I finally caved one day, and the multiplayer is actually, in my opinion, the most redeeming quality about that game.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought it was really good.
And Fred, you like it a lot too, right?
Fred's always been Fred, you've been a fan of the whole franchise, like,
Yeah,
all sides of it.
For the Xbox people, I 1,000 pointed that game.
So you got a platinum trophy.
Yeah. I literally
for the people
did
on the
everything.
right side of the war.
Whoa.
All right, so we're gonna talk about being a console.
Coming out swinging.
We're gonna talk about, our whole last podcast was about how much of an asshole people sound like when they say stuff like that, and then Jack's gonna start this podcast by saying stuff like
It's
that.
fun to joke.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were joking.
You're right, I wasn't.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I've always, like, I owned an Xbox for a long time, and I don't resent Xbox. I don't understand people who, like, hate on it, but it is kind of fun to join in once in a while.
I think you're just being a jerk.
Yeah.
A big old jerk.
But Assassin's Creed 4, I'll probably buy that game strictly to play multiplayer, which is crazy to a lot of people, but I really don't like the story at all, and I will not play a game unless I've played all of them in the series. Like, I will not play 3 without playing, like, 1 and 2. No matter how good 3 is, I will suffer through 1 and 2. Same with Assassin's Creed. Like, I never beat Assassin's Creed 2, and I probably won't ever. At this point, it's just, I just can't go back. And yeah, I probably will never play the story of that game, no matter how fucking good it is.
Yeah, dude, I understand where you're coming from. Like, it's definitely not for everybody. And it's not crazy to hear you say that you're only interested in multiplayer, because that is... really one of the two major like, there are a few major differences between you and me as gamers, and that's one of them. Like, you've always loved multiplayer more than I have.
Yeah, I love playing multiplayer.
I mean, I really like co-op. I'm not as big at competitive. I'm usually pretty good at competitive, but I don't experience as much joy from it. But yeah, co-op is always cool to me.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, big question is, Fred texted me this morning. This is why Fred's on this podcast. This is why we're recording tonight. And he was like, are you still buying a PlayStation at launch? And I texted him back almost immediately, like, yeah, of course I am. And then I thought about it, like, damn, that's a pretty fucking good question. Because, all right, now Watch Dogs is out. And Drive Club is out. And, like, don't get me wrong, Drive Club was not the system seller for me. But I would have played it. It was free for PlayStation Plus members, and now it's gone. And that game's pretty much sent to die. And, yeah, I don't know, it's a good fucking question. I'm still going to get it, but... I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people. I know 3 people for sure. This is true that canceled their pre-orders.
Wow.
3 people that I know canceled their pre-orders.
See, I don't understand. I mean, like, I get it. You know, that might have been a game you were really excited about it, and that's fine. But console launchers traditionally are never that awesome. And I know that's no excuse for, like, what's happened with, you know, Watch Dogs and everything, and Drive Club. But, like, it doesn't break my heart. I still want to pick it up the first day. I still want to have it, and I still want to be part of that conversation. And there are still games to play on it. You know, like we were just talking about, I am going to play Assassin's Creed 4.
That's probably the best one launch.
And I am going to play Resogun.
That looks good, too.
Looks pretty cool. And it looks like, you know, I enjoy the smaller titles. And, you know, I might play Knack. I'm still not entirely sold on that game. But, you know, it's... When I first saw it, I was like, it looks kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, not my
your
reaction.
cup of tea. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm going to get it. But, like, Xbox has a better launch lineup, no doubt.
I think Xbox, to me, has a better launch lineup based solely on the strength, or the assumed strength. We don't know what these games
Dead
are
Rising
like.
could suck, by the way.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
the thing.
impossible.
But
Dead Rising 2 sucked.
I mean, you ruined my my build-up. But Dead Rising, yeah, is the one game that
Rise looks really good.
looks really cool to me.
I saw a lot of Rise. Like, I've seen a lot of gameplay footage of that now. And I watched probably about 15 or 20 minutes of gameplay for that game. The game looks good.
I don't know how much they've changed from, like, the last time
It's
I saw
not
it,
all
which was at
QuickTime
E3,
events.
but it literally looked like almost entirely QuickTime events.
I was going to say, if you abbreviate QuickTime events, you get the fuck out of my
QTs.
house. I hate you.
I'm not big on that.
But,
QuickTime events.
no, I
Just
mean,
say
and
it.
that was, like, the thing, like, the reason that blew up as big as it did was because they showed off Rise. It was pretty much, the trailer that you saw was pretty much all QuickTime events, and Microsoft got fucking wrecked in that conference. Like, they lost E3. So that got, like, publicized even worse that it was a, what's it called?
QuickTime event.
Yeah, they were like, oh, their only exclusive was a QuickTime event generator. If Microsoft comes out and they're like, oh, we're $100 cheaper, and fuck Sony, and they're dumb and all this other stuff.
If they had been able to do
If
that.
they had been able to do that, people would be like, Rise looks fucking awesome.
I don't necessarily agree with that. There are a lot of people, myself
saying.
included, who, regardless of the winners there, I was not into Rise.
But like, I looked at it now, it looks like a lot like God of War, and like I like the format of God of War. I like hack and slash games. I think they're fun.
See, I think that's the problem there. Like, that's the inherent problem for me, is that I've never been that into like God of War or any kind of hack and slash games. I tried Dante's Inferno. I
Good game.
Didn't love it that much, to be honest.
How do you feel? I know you like God of War, Fred.
Yeah, God of War. I mean, even the new Devil May Cry was fucking awesome.
So good. That game was great.
I mean,
I watched you play that game. It looked cool. I'll be
yeah,
honest.
I mean, just what they did with that game was awesome. But I was even a fan of the original. You know, the original set that they came out with. Same with God of War.
Yeah, I mean, I like those. I like hack and slash games. You can put like a halfway decent story in front of me, make it look really pretty. Let me see what this console can do. Just like make the story halfway decent, and it probably won't be, but I'll beat it. Probably. I would say
A lot of probablys here.
unless that game is terrible, I'll probably beat it because I beat games. But yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing that kind of attracts me to Rise is the fact that, like, I just love that time period that they set it in.
That is unique.
Yeah.
You're big on that Spartacus.
Oh, yes.
CGI sex and blood.
I actually, sadly, did not get to finish it. I'm still halfway through the
I'll
third
let you know
season.
exactly how it ends. He comes.
Oh, yeah.
He finishes.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
The entire show is pretty much sex with a sword in his hand.
Essentially.
But
That's dangerous.
yeah.
No. For those of you at home, Fred is pantomiming sex with a sword in his hand. All right, please stop. By the way, you look very good in the tie. I like that.
Well, thank you.
He's
Yeah.
wearing a tie. He's very professional.
I just got out of work, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I don't know. It's still worth it to me. I know. If you were to tell me that you're not going to get a PlayStation, I would honestly, I can't blame you.
Yeah.
People, I mean, like, there was a good friend of mine was like, just not going to get it at launch before any of this happened. And she was like, you know, it's going to be better in January or February when there's like a bigger lineup of games. And I mean, the inherent problem there is that like everyone else is going to want it too. But besides that, like, you know, it will probably be better.
It'll definitely be better in February. It's got fucking Infamous coming out. Infamous looks awesome.
Yeah, all those games look awesome. They're going to be more polished. The system's going to be better. I mean, we talked about it the other day. There's probably a very, very low risk of any kind of like catastrophic failure.
Not impossible, but low.
It's not impossible, but it is low, I would say.
Hope.
But if there is, you're completely dodging that bullet, as it were. If you get it late,
I don't know, man. It feels wrong not to buy it at launch.
Well, I mean,
and if you have the money, why not?
And like a lot of people,
though.
Don't want to drop $400 just before Christmas on something for themselves.
Yeah, to play what though? Like that's the biggest thing. Like I'm gonna play Killzone because Killzone actually looks like kind of cool now.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
I forgot
about that.
I did some research. Killzone looks kind of cool, so
Yeah.
I'll play Killzone, and I'm gonna play Call of Duty on it. I want to play I'm excited to play Call of Duty. And I didn't even play the last Call of Duty. I'm not a Call of Duty person. I'm going to get roasted for this. It's like, oh, fuck Sean and loves Call of Duty and all this stuff.
No, but I mean, if you enjoy it, you enjoy
and
it.
Call of Duty is like a fine game.
No,
Call of Duty 4 was the shit. Did you say no? It isn't.
No, I was gonna say no one has any right
Oh,
to get upset with you about that. No, it
asshole.
sucks.
No, Call of Duty 4 was the shit, and that was and like I'm excited to see what they do with a new engine. It's got a new engine. People are like overlooking that.
You just looked at me with murder in your eyes, by the way. I want people who can't see that. I thought you might have reached over.
Call of Duty 4.
No, Call of Duty 4 was fucking amazing.
There was anger in the air.
Like it or not, haters can hate Call of Duty. I'm not a big fan of what Call of Duty's become, but like Call of Duty 4 literally changed everything we know about online video games forever, and it was the most successful gaming franchise for like ever until Grand Theft Auto came in. It was like, yeah,
as a franchise, it's still wildly successful.
Of course it is.
And like it is still, I would say, probably the most successful franchise. But as far as games that have like those explosive releases, Grand Theft Auto, $1 billion 3 days.
I think Call of Duty did like $1 billion in a week though. Yeah, like it wasn't that far behind.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get you this
exactly
time." Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
This Call of Duty will not overthrow Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 will,
especially because some people aren't gonna want to play it until they pick up their new consoles, and they might not pick it up at launch.
No, what Call of Duty would have to do to like contend with Grand Theft Auto is like take a couple years off, and let people miss it.
That's
and
my
then have
biggest
like
thing.
their best game ever come out.
Yeah, I know that you don't buy the game every year, Fred.
No,
I certainly don't.
I mean, that's my biggest thing is, Assassin's Creed is starting to get that
it is
a little dull taste to it. I mean, as much as I hate to say it,
stale is exactly what it is.
Yeah, but you gotta just sit back and let your people miss it. Exactly.
That's the biggest thing.
It's like a fine wine.
You have to let people miss your game.
You gotta let it age, exactly.
And the thing is, like, you don't want people to miss like the good version of your game. Like, man, I miss Call of Duty when it was like different and good.
Yeah. Going back to our conversation before, the awesome thing about Assassin's Creed's multiplayer is the same thing that's wrong with its single player, in that like we've seen too much of its single player now, and like it's not different anymore.
Yeah.
And like that, the fact that the multiplayer is awesome because it is different. It's sad that they can't do the same thing with their single player.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just, like I said, I would love to see Call of Duty take a year off, take 2 years off, but have Raven Studios and the other guys that are working on it, have Treyarch and Infinity Ward like collide, like let them collaborate and make a super Call of Duty, and that's how you market it. The best of both teams were put onto one team to make a Call of Duty, and you should open up a studio and call it the fucking Call of Duty studio. Like people will buy that game, and they're like, you let them miss it a little bit, and then like you just gotta have like one thing that sells the game, like make it just a little different. Like I said, we had never seen Modern Warfare done well until Modern Warfare came out.
I mean, like
no one had ever done it.
Yeah, I hate to be weird about it, but like why people have such a hard on for Titanfall is that it's like oh my god, it's Call of Duty, but it's got this other shit that's so new and special.
It's the guys who made the good Call of Duty.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like they use the same things that made Call of Duty successful, and they were like, and here's this other really awesome stuff too.
And I think their company name is like Without a Respawn, and that's like the best.
I thought it was just Respawn. I don't know.
Is it?
Whatever.
Whatever.
I don't know. I'll be honest.
I think originally it was called Without a Respawn because that's fucking pretty cool.
Yeah.
But and those guys are geniuses. They're so smart. They built the Call of Duty 4 engine. Yeah, and like. Yeah, I'd say let them miss it. And guys, by the way, you're gonna be able to hear my buttons again. Get over it. It just otherwise I can't record. But yeah, like let Call of Duty die for a little bit, and Activision will never let this. This will never happen.
Yeah, these are like
unless
the fever
Call
dreams of
unless
like
Call of Duty tanks one year. If they release Call of Duty, this Ghosts,
and
if
people
this tanks,
just didn't buy it. Yeah.
which will never happen because 12-year-olds are always going to want to play the new COD. But
Don't diminish it.
but it is. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
That fan base is aimed very.
It's very low.
They know who they're aiming at. That's all it is. They know exactly who they're aiming at. So like, I would love to see what happened if Call of Duty fucking took a couple years off and came back hard. That's what Grand Theft Auto did. They came out and were like, oh, you know what? Let's take a couple years off and release a 10. Yeah. And by the way, Rockstar's working on something for the next gen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
and
sure
they said it's a reinstallment of another great series. It's probably Red Dead 2.
Yeah, someone came out. Someone said that. I forgot who it was. But like, you think about their successful existing franchises, that would be a good one to go to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I wasn't.
God forbid we get another fucking Manhunt. But.
I wasn't like a crazy huge fan of Red Dead. You know, it got a little boring for me in the middle. But I'm sure if they released another one, I would buy it.
Oh, I would definitely buy it if they released another one. I put it out in the middle too. I didn't finish that game.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean,
I know how it ends, by the way. Now, finally, someone finally spoiled it for me. I'm really good at avoiding spoilers. Now, as I say that, my Twitter feed will get fucking bombed with people twittering. It would spoiling shit for me.
Just left and right.
Yeah, right. They'll be like, "Oh, the Doctor Who 50th anniversary." Talking about how Call of Duty needs to take a couple years off, and that what I'm going to be playing on the next gen. So I'm going to be playing Call of Duty on the next gen, and I'm going to be playing Battlefield on the next gen because Battlefield looks dope on the next gen.
Yeah, I mean, people can hate as much as they want, but like losing one franchise that was going to be on both consoles anyway, like that's not what should stop you.
No, it shouldn't. But like, there are a lot of people that really want to play Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I'm one of them. We talked about that.
Like,
I was one of those people.
Play it on the next gen.
You know? And yeah, exactly.
You can't play Watch Dogs on the previous gen. I wouldn't even be surprised like if they were like, you know what, fuck Xbox 360 and fuck PlayStation 3.
They can't do
They can't now, but
there's
like
pre-orders out there and there's.
I wouldn't be shocked because like. We've never seen that game running on a current gen console, and I imagine it looks like shit.
They're not going to do it, but like I don't know. I mean, the way I see it, Watch Dogs was not the reason to get a PlayStation 4, and it's not the reason that I will, that theoretically I would not be getting it. You know,
if you weren't buying a PlayStation 4, I would not be buying a PlayStation 4 at launch. To be honest.
Okay. That's fine.
I play almost all my video games with you now.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, I did not want to climb this ladder. Sorry. I play almost all my video games with you now, so it makes sense for me to buy the console that you're buying, too.
You down.
Yeah, you did. You know, I like getting trophies. I hunt trophies with you, and, like, we have a competitive thing with trophies.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
winning.
you were big into that Xbox scene, and, like, this is something we talked about on the last podcast, so, this is, not the last one, but past ones. And like then like I was like I brought a PlayStation into your life, and you would previously use it for just the big PlayStation franchises, and I showed you all the other cool things about it, like PlayStation Plus and the trophies and everything. And
PlayStation Plus is really what sold me.
Yeah, and then the fact that I was just constantly playing it around you, finally won you over.
So like when someone says like they said like I'm not buying a PlayStation at launch, I'm like, man, that sucks because I'd love to play video games with Fred. Like and if he's like, you know what, I just can't justify the purchase, I'm like, I will be like, okay, yeah, I will understand. I'll be a little bit upset. The only thing reason I'm doing it,
he's not. We're not friends with Fred anymore.
Whoa. The only reason that I'm doing it now is because like that's one of the reasons I had this podcast. I want to talk to you about it. I would still buy a PlayStation because you can play Call of Duty and Battlefield with me and Jack.
This is actually an intervention.
Yeah, right. You can play with me and Jack, and that's why I'm
intervention.
Doing it. But
I don't appreciate this.
Oh well, wait, it's a surprise.
But dude, Dead Rising looks cool, and fucking Rise looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, Dead Rising is the game that would make me want an Xbox. It's just not worth $500 to me. And like people are like, oh, Titanfall is going to come to the PlayStation 4. Like most people are pretty sure about it. Yeah. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll play it on my computer instead. So whatever. But
we're sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I can't get it anywhere else if it really comes down to it.
But that Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, you bastard.
that will be the one.
Oh man,
that's
okay,
worth $500.
Don't say it like that, dude. You don't know how to sell shit. Don't say it like that.
Oh man, no. Sunset Overdrive. I came away from E3 knowing two things. I was gonna play the shit out of The Division when that finally comes out, whenever it does. Still know
was
nothing
gonna say,
about
is
it.
there
It
even a
just
release date
looks
yet?
awesome.
No, it just says sometime in the future.
Yep, it just looks awesome. And I'm a sucker for that. And,
I can't wait for that either.
and I wish I was going to get an Xbox for Sunset Overdrive. Those were the two things I knew coming away from E3.
We really don't know anything about Sunset Overdrive.
Actually, there was a third thing I was going to get a PlayStation 4. But we don't know that much about Sunset Overdrive. But like the cool thing about their trailer was that it kind of did indicate some gameplay elements that would be involved in that. Like the focus on multiplayer, because you saw like player names over other people's heads. And like just the raw insanity of that situation that they built for the players, the world they built for the
Dude,
players.
you don't know that shit could be a rail shooter for all you know.
It's definitely not. I do know that, and it just looks like something I'd be really interested to play.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
You
waiting.
do not sound sold.
I'm not sold on that game.
Yeah.
Who is that company that making that? Is that
Insomniac. Yeah.
That's Resistance. They did.
No.
What the fuck did Insomniac make?
No, I know Insomniac. They made Ratchet and Clank.
Okay.
I don't know if they made Resistance. Who made Resistance? We got to find this out.
We have Trozy here, by the way.
Trozy, look it up.
He is our Google specialist.
He's
he
too
hates
far away
Apple.
from the mic to really be recorded today, but he is here.
Yeah, the couch is full today.
Yeah.
He's playing Pokemon. Don't mind him.
Oh god, Pokemon. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Speaking of Pokemon, I want
no.
to talk about it right now.
All right.
No, we want to talk about some other things first.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
Fred, like, what are your thoughts on the system? This is a podcast that you inspired.
this is something you are the one who's not getting it. So I mean,
Or maybe not.
In
I
some
don't
ways,
know.
like make your
Don't
case.
like I was telling him this morning. I don't know what I want to get yet. Like the launch titles for the Xbox, I want.
Or better.
They're better, but PlayStation obviously has you guys on it, and
Yes.
I only have one other person on the Xbox that is purchasing it, and I'm not going to rely on him to be on most of the time because he has a child.
Ryan.
Damn children.
Yeah.
Children ruin video games. Don't ever have them.
Whoa.
Well, no,
Just
actually,
for video games.
No,
I love you,
yeah, just
Ryan.
video
I
games.
love Adriana. She's my niece. I love her, but come on, Ryan. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I understand.
Priorities.
Like things get in the way. But seriously, come on. No, I mean we know a good friend who works at GameStop whose life is being taken over by a child, and he can't play video games.
Is that Tony?
Yeah,
Tony's the man.
Tony's awesome.
Tony's got
but
the
he
gaming
can't. Yeah,
hookup.
but he can't play as many video games anymore. We were talking about it the other day.
It sucks when you have to win. One day you wake up and you're an adult.
Yeah,
Someone called me sir at the supermarket. I almost threw up.
I try and call everyone sir. If I didn't know you and you came into my Starbucks and I was making you coffee, I would call you sir.
I would throw up on
I
your
call
coffee.
everyone sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
the thing.
It's
You like,
just proper.
it's a retail thing. Like
I'm a
we've all worked in
21-year-old person
retail.
who can't grow a beard.
I look
I
at
do
a
not
guy
belong.
and I call him sir, and I look at a
Ow.
woman and I usually go with ma'am, which is a lot of times ridiculously inappropriate because they're like
No, I
close
always
to my age.
I always say sweetie.
I just say miss.
That's weird,
Sweetie.
Please don't do that.
No, I do.
Don't tell me that's a
Hey,
lie.
sweetie.
You tell me that's a lie right now.
I got your computer right here.
All right,
Oh,
this
God.
is spiraling. We're so sorry.
What were
It's
we-
why I can't sell computers to children. Anyway.
Oh, I got the confirmation from
Uh-huh.
Josie, by the way. It is Insomniac who made Resistance. So they did
Nailed it.
Resistance. They did Resistance, and they did. And Resistance was a very good franchise. I don't know if I can say it's kind of on hiatus right now.
So yeah, but you have a point, Fred. Like, you have more friends buying PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would make more sense for you to go where your friends are.
Yeah.
Peer pressure and all, but
See, my issue is that you guys are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play COD on it. I'm gonna play Assassin's Creed 4, and my biggest thing with the new consoles is I want something different. No, I want obviously they're
we all
gonna
want something
have
different.
That's
different
why. That's part
graphics.
of why you're interested in Rise because it's not. It's a new IP.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
That's
alright,
what
I get that.
That's what I'm most interested in at this moment. Like obviously going through, and playing with you guys online is one thing.
Yeah.
But having those new IPs that if you guys aren't on, and I can play by myself is a whole nother one.
And still enjoy. Like,
Battlefield
a new,
is so
different
pretty, and when is there any time that Jack's not online playing video games? Jack has a very easy life where he gets to pretty much play as many video games as he wants.
It's true.
Whoa! All right, now let's not. I do things.
Yeah,
but
you
I
do things.
I
You-
try
your
and
things
cram.
consist
How many
of-
hours of Pokemon have you played?
That's the thing. I try and cram as much video games into it as I can because that is what I love, and that's. But I also have to write about it a lot, and I have to, this stuff.
Hard
So
life.
apparently writing is terrible. That's
It's
what he's getting at.
Yeah, no, I love like writing about video games is my dream. Don't let anyone else don't take that out of context. Like that is what I want to do. But sometimes it gets in the way of playing video games, which that's how things work.
Rolled right into it.
Yeah, I understand that. But I was just run over online in Grand Theft Auto because everybody's an asshole that plays this game.
Every
Yes,
single
they are.
person.
There's
even when
not a
I'm
single nice guy.
When
even
when
me.
Sean logs on to Grand Theft Auto Online, it's like your nemesis has come online.
Yeah.
And that's because Sean and I have unfortunately made some mistakes when we were playing and accidentally killed each other a few times.
You've only killed me. I've never killed you.
Well, I don't know why it calls you my nemesis then. It should be like your bitch came online.
Yeah,
the guy that
your
you
bitch.
kill all the time came online.
I just want to put this in perspective. Jack will kill me during a co-op mission.
It's not on purpose. I've never killed you on purpose.
In every game we've ever played, actually, together.
Pretty much.
Warzy, Daisy.
This, after I said earlier, I'm usually pretty talented at online games.
All he does is kill his friends. That's what talent is, I guess.
It's talent.
But, yeah, continue, Fred. New IPs.
Yeah.
It's, just, that's one of the things with Rise that really interests me. Obviously, Dead Rising has been done before, but I'm interested in the
Does look good.
multiplayer.
Dead Rising
capability.
does look more interesting than its past iterations. So I will say that almost fits like the new IP. It's kind of like they're doing something complete like it. All right, let me explain this. It looks like they're doing something completely different with the series, but in a lot of ways, it's kind of as ridiculous as it was before,
If
Most
not more so.
definitely.
if not more so. But in like a grittier, more open environment. So
Not grittier.
it it looked grittier in the E3 stuff.
Did you see the trailer? It's not gritty.
It's not gritty. Oh man.
The dude is running around in knight armor with a lightsaber.
Oh, man.
It's not gritty. Dead Rising's not gritty.
It looked grittier.
You know how you fix Dead Rising? You put in a better save system. Game fixed. The game's great now.
Oh man.
The save
well,
system
they
is
did do
what
that.
sucks.
So. Did you know they put in an option to return to the old save system? Like who
Who would take
asked
that
for
option? Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. It looked like it was gonna be different. I guess I don't know if it will be. Remains to be seen.
It's bigger.
That's the reason why I want to try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks bigger, which is cool.
But I'm concerned with Assassin's Creed. They're always like, we're gonna try something new this time, and it's either that new thing is either awesome or it's like, just, like nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, like what, like the newest thing about 3, I think, was like the trapping and like hunting animals and like building up your town, and doing sea missions at sea, which I think was like a way to see if people were interested in playing a pirate game.
Yeah.
But it was probably already in development at that point. It doesn't really matter. But neither one of those things I really did, and I still beat the game. Like those things were not necessary to finish the game and to do it well. You know?
Yeah.
I, again, did everything.
Yeah. I mean, like that is Fred's things. He beats Assassin's Creed until like his fingers are bleeding.
I'm actually almost close to 100%ing this game as well.
Oh, really?
Grand
I
Theft
already got
Auto?
all the collectibles.
Man.
Did you get all the UFO parts?
Yep.
Did anything cool happen?
I got a mission, I got a car.
That's
But
pretty cool.
once you get 100% in the game is where all the weird shit happens.
If anyone's wondering, Fred is like the alternate dimension me, where he just does everything that I would never do, and does it better than me.
Once I like a game,
Did you find the underwater UFO?
I've seen the pictures of it. I don't need to go see it for myself. I know it's there. That's my thing. So there's right now. I'm sure you guys have read the biggest mystery for GTA 5 right now.
Is the fucking picture on the top of the mountain?
Yes.
Nobody knows what it means.
Nobody knows what it means. They found that the diagram kind of matches something that's going on in game, where there's UFOs being found in certain spots of the map, and they put this picture that was found on the top of the mountain and put it on the map and found the 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
they're
is
starting to put
awesome.
everything together.
Yeah.
But it's not found out yet. They found 4 UFOs in total.
That is awesome.
It's very cool, but like, yeah, unless like that is what your game is about, like mysteries and stuff like that, you're gonna have to be a little bit more explicit with me to get like
Not at all.
me interested. I know.
95% of the time I'm on that game, I'm playing GTA Online.
No, I see what you're saying, but I'm like, that it sounds cool, but at the same time, I'm just not like about it.
I just spent an off day getting collectibles, and that was pretty much all I did.
Let me email. That's awesome. Yeah, like I know you are gonna get a platinum whore on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But that's good. I need people like you in my life.
I don't know if I actually will. It's starting to get to the point where games are like, oh, you want a platinum? Get ready for some ridiculous shit. And then you just never do it because you just get lost.
Yeah, that's true. I understand that.
Like, I'm never going to get all the achievements in Grand Theft Auto.
You don't think so?
No. With new consoles coming out, new games coming out, it had a perfect timing release, but once GTA 5 came out, the online version, game over.
Yeah.
And it is weird that, like, I'm not as crazy about, like, these big, giant, mysterious, like, tons of things to do games, because, like, I am playing hours and hours of Pokemon right now. And that, it's like...
How's that?
It's the biggest Pokemon that they've ever made, and it's also got, like, all the Pokemon in it and stuff like that. And, like, I don't want to go too deep into it, because, like, you are not playing it.
I have nothing to say other than there are too many Pokemon.
But it is the biggest... It is I would say, the best Pokemon game I've ever played. And I've loved every single one. So, that does say something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they lost me when they started adding Pokemon that I just never seen. And I don't watch the show. I don't do anything with the cards. I don't know anything about these Pokemon. And I don't really want to go and sit down and read a shitload about which Pokemon is good now. Yeah. I know Lucario is good because he whoops some ass in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Jigglypuff, not so much.
No, Jigglypuff not as good. But they added, like, a new type, and that's cool.
What's the new type?
Fairy.
Oh. Fairy's been in there for a while.
No.
It was at least since the last generation.
It wasn't in black and white. I don't think they had it in black and white, too. I think it's new for
Dragon
this
Air is
generation.
Fairy, isn't he? No, Dragon. Never mind. I lost it.
The clues in the name.
Same things, right? Fairies and dragons.
Yep, same thing, Fred.
One breathes fire, one's breathes pixie dust.
Yeah.
It's got it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's
Right?
But, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're not that big into it, but, like, if the way I've always explained it to someone who, like, it's kind of like a really in-depth RPG, where, like, you know, like, your Pokemon are almost like your equipment. Like, you know, your swords and your shields.
You don't have to
and
explain what Pokemon is to me. I know.
No, I
I've
know
played
that.
Pokemon.
I'm saying I understand that you've played it, but, like, for people who, like, are like, oh man, I'm not interested in, like, going collecting creatures and stuff. Pokemon are almost loot in that game, and you just, like, level up your loot, level up your character
I
until
don't know
you've
about that.
But, like,
beaten everything.
The biggest thing that Pokemon does correctly is they make it seem so simplistic for kids.
Yeah.
But
so
you can
addicting.
get so in depth with
Yeah.
it. That
It's so addicting. That game.
I have a Pokemon Wikipedia bookmarked on my computer, my phone, literally any internet device I can put a Pokemon Wikipedia.
Vita
on.
too?
No, I haven't put it on my Vita. All right, you call me.
I need to use my Vita to look up stuff for my 3DS or my 2DS.
I'm not
I know
above
it.
that. Don't say that like I'm somehow above that. But no, I like because I am always looking up like, oh, where can I find this item that, or like, how do I evolve this Pokemon, or you know, 100 other things to like improve my game. And I don't know, I love that. Like I did that for crap. There was another game out like that.
Persona.
I did that. I did it for Persona, like how like different combinations where you can find loot and stuff like that. And it's just I don't know. I did it for Ogre Battle back when I was a child.
So like I saw you playing the game like 6 weeks ago.
I still do it. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying. I did it.
Child.
Oh, yeah, I did it even back then. But yeah.
Yeah, so like Pokemon, like I said, they lost me. They went too big, and they just lost me.
But I mean, like, would you? I don't think it would have been as entertaining if they'd kept the original 151 for like every single game.
Oh, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying that it was something that I wasn't willing to put in the effort to. I wasn't willing to put in the effort.
I mean, that's fine. That's like not a franchise that you're interested in. I understand that you might not want to constantly have to like re-up your knowledge on Pokemon and like deal with that every year. And like if you're not into it, you're not into it. It's the same reason I'm not crazy about COD. Like it's
You will
fun
be.
multiplayer like every once in a while, but like I'm not willing to every single year like re-up on a game that I'm just not that into.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But yeah. So like I said, I would still buy a PlayStation just off like because I want to play stuff on the next generation console.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I can only buy one, and I was like going strictly off of launch titles. Man, it's really Xbox is just better right now.
If you were going strictly off launch titles, oh man, I just stopped myself. Because I was like, oh man, Dead Rising, and then I was like, oh man, Killzone.
Dead Rising looks better than Killzone.
I don't necessarily agree. I think personal taste, I might enjoy Killzone more.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard, but I still think that Dead Rising and Rise look better than Resogun and because Resogun's the other big one, right?
Resogun's a big one. I mean, you like can play Assassin's Creed on either one, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, Resogun, Killzone, Knack. That's probably it.
Yeah, see, I don't think that Resogun is and Killzone are gonna be enough to make me buy it. But I don't know. I'm gonna buy it just because I have a lot of money and I do things like that. Just buy video games.
I have a lot of money.
I'm not like fucking rich, but
Oh, he is.
I can afford to buy both consoles.
Yeah,
easily.
if you guys want Sean's address, just let me know. You can come take all his stuff.
I'd like to see you try, because I know the people that listen to this podcast. Bring it, Dave. I'm not scared of you.
I ain't scared. No, but point is, for me, those titles are just about equal because I'm not really interested in Rise. So the only other launch title to compete against is Dead Rising 3. So personally, Killzone, Resogun, and Knack outweigh Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, I get that, I guess.
I mean, I don't expect you to necessarily, because you are interested in Rise and you are interested in Dead Rising more than I am. If you had to buy one and hypothetically you have no friends, then it would be an easier decision for you to go with the Xbox.
Yeah.
But even if I was totally free of any, like bias of like friends or anything like that, I would still go with the PlayStation 4.
That and like it all depends though. Like you add February into that equation. If you're going from like
Oh yeah.
November to February.
If you're going like titles that are going to come out,
Infamous looks better than everything that Xbox has announced for this year.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
As far as exclusives go, yeah.
Infamous looks like the best next generation game.
The only
far.
the only one that slows me down is Sunset Overdrive, and we don't even know.
We
Don't
don't
even know
about
about it,
that
but
game.
it just looks so cool. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, check it out and let me know if I'm crazy.
He's crazy. It doesn't look nearly as good as like the way he's making it out to be.
I know what Jack's getting for Christmas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if it came out for Christmas, it's coming out
yeah,
like
it's
spring of 2000, like never.
2000 never.
He's just going to get the Xbox and just sit there, and it's not even going to be used until
Probably
Sunset
not.
Overdrive.
I didn't
That's
touch
the
my
thing.
PlayStation 3 until fucking Metal Gear came out.
And so I mean, you see like these. If you were to factor in future titles, I think that PlayStation is the clear victor.
Right.
Both based on the strength of the games that we know about.
And
the
Order
games-
1886 is coming out this year too.
Yeah, and
God, that game looks
I know it sounds ridiculous, but on the strength of the games that we don't know about, frankly, like Sony has some of the best, has the best. My personal,
all you have to do, and like obviously, if you've listened to the last couple podcasts, this is not going to come into a shock as you. Is tell me Naughty Dog is working on something, and you fucking have sold me.
Yeah.
Sold. You don't have to try it. No, that's it. Don't tell me anything else. What, Naughty Dog's working on something? All right, that's fine. Just give me.
And
the
you know
console.
that they're like it's just gonna be for Sony, and the only place you're gonna be able to get it is on a PlayStation 4, and like you know what, that's the winner.
You can't because you can't. Like Microsoft doesn't have a single studio that holds a fucking candle.
Especially
to
since they lost Bungie, basically. Like Bungie used to be a studio that had like
Xbox
titles that were
systems.
awesome, you know.
They still do
For
have
X-
titles that are awesome. They're
Like
just,
no, but like just for Xbox.
yeah.
And that's just they don't have that anymore. So I mean, as far as like exclusive studios, the games that we don't know about but are definitely coming are stronger than anything that Microsoft can offer, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and like, if you want to talk about like moving units, like Gran Turismo is going to come out for the PlayStation 4 too, and that fucking that game sells consoles easily.
Yeah, it's true.
People forget that
People
that's
buy
like
that.
the most successful fucking PlayStation franchise of all time.
Well, I mean, like neither one of us are really racing fans. I mean, like The Crew looks like the coolest game involving, like specifically involving driving cars, like just driving cars that we've seen in a while.
Yeah,
Because it almost looks like a heist game with cars.
That doesn't look like a heist game, but it looks pretty cool.
I mean, from what we saw at E3, it looks like a heist game.
No.
It's got like they were like robbing the armored truck or whatever, and they had all those differently outfitted vehicles to like.
Oh, maybe I don't
Mess
know.
with
You
it.
know what? I don't even know what the Crew is. Then I was thinking of Drive Club. So
No. Yeah, The Crew is
Ubisoft's game.
also delayed, but yeah.
Damn, Grand
Because we
Theft
just
Auto
can't
making
win,
us
right?
want to do heists.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Like Grand Theft Auto is a game that sold me on its heists, and I love the heists that were in it. But when it came down to it, like I wanted more.
Yep.
You know, like
Yep.
that's what I wanted. Like the whole game to be about in a way.
Right there with you.
So like if once they allow you to do heists in online, you guys aren't going to see me for a while. All content will stop on the site. I'm just going to be doing that for the next.
I'm just
year.
hoping that they make it as in depth as they did in single player. I know they probably won't be able to.
Yeah, I know. I'd like the idea that it could be though.
That's
Yeah,
mind-boggling
All
to
right.
myself. But
we are on the same page. It's a shame we won't be on the same console though.
no.
Yeah,
Well-
and that's the other thing. Like by the time Grand Theft Auto Rockstar has done a lot of great things, but by the time a lot of the features are going to be implemented that I care about, I might be on to new experiences. You know, like
whole new
what?
consoles.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to bring Grand Theft Auto online though.
Yeah, because like it sounds like the plans they have are far-reaching, and they might not be available by the middle of next month. You know.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, like it has to go into the next generation because otherwise, there's people like me out there who just will not touch it.
I mean, that's the problem with that. Like almost any DLC that you have out there, you wait too long, people just lose interest.
I
And
forgot
yeah,
what
and
the
it's
percentage is,
especially
but it's-
true. Yeah, it's especially true when you introduce a new console generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I forgot what the percentage was. I saw it on Extra Credit once where it was like after the first month,
It's like
it's like an 80% drop.
I think that sounds about right.
it's like you will lose 80% of your DLC sales. So like the people that are complaining about day one DLC, don't trade your game in 10 minutes after
Yeah.
you beat it.
That's why they have it.
That's
there.
why they have day one DLC.
And also for the teams to work on something after the game's like actually done and everything. Well, whatever.
So we're running a little long as usual, and my MacBook is actually about to die that we're recording it on.
Oh, yeah.
17%.
Yeah.
Real quick, you think Batman's gonna suck?
No, because it's gonna be Batman, and how badly can they mess it up?
I don't know, man. I don't feel good about that game.
I say that, but there's always a possibility.
I don't feel good about that game.
Really?
I mean, this is like the unofficial Batman podcast. We always end up talking about Batman. But I don't know. I'm going to play it, and I probably will like it. And it's got a better chance of it being good than bad. Like,
Yeah.
even if they
Yeah,
just,
no
like,
doubt.
just
Much
like
better
don't
chance.
mess it up.
Yeah,
Just
exactly. That's
don't
the
mess
thing.
it up. It's easy, right?
Just
But
don't-
how easy is it? Like, like, is it really that easy? I don't know. I'm like, it's weird that I haven't seen more on it. I feel like, but I always use the example, like, fucking, we got The Last of Us review, like, 15 days early. You
Yeah.
know why? Because Naughty Dog knew that shit was a 10.
Yeah.
They were so gangster about the way they went about that. They were like, here, Colin, play this shit. Tell us what you think. This shit's not even out for like another 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, dude. I remember
Grand Theft Auto was
I woke you up in the morning to be like,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Sean,
It's a 10.
it got a 10, and you didn't even have to ask.
I was like, I knew exactly what you were talking
Yeah, of course. And like, it was like, it got a 10, and you were like, shh, I have to wait another 2 weeks for this.
Because I was like, at that time,
or it was
actually
I think it was
all-
a week.
No, it was more than a week because I remember I was pissed.
All right.
I remember because like I was way more hyped for that game than you were.
Yeah,
Just way more hyped for that game than you were.
which is weird because now we'd have to fight each other over who's a bigger fan.
Alright, chiming in on the Batman situation, I am going to tell everybody that is going to be listening to this to check out the New York Comic Con footage of Troy Baker speaking a monologue from The Killing Joke. If
Yeah,
you
we
like-
called that out last week.
Honestly, do it. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was the thing that we talked about that a little last week. It's real good. Troy Baker's a good Joker, man.
Yeah, I'm
Troy
excited.
Baker's a talented man. He's just too talented.
At the end of it, like if I play that game for his performance, I'm sure I'll be happy about it.
Yeah, he did it good. He did it for me at in San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
saw
yeah.
him. I asked him to do his Joker for me, and he did it for me. And like right then, I was like, nailed it.
I got it.
You did it. And the thing is like he does pretty much a Mark Hamill impression, but it's like it's good.
Well, I
So,
mean, that's what people have come to expect. It'd be like if you were like, if you asked him to do any accent from a foreign country, he would sound like like someone who just was from
yeah.
that
And
country,
Joker's
you know?
almost like a language.
And joke exactly.
He-
and that's,
he
that's the
speaks
point I'm making. Like,
Joker.
people have come to expect something from the Joker, like a certain tone, a certain style, and Mark Hamill was the one who did that.
Yeah.
So anything is going to sound like a Mark Hamill.
What do you
impression.
think, Fred? You gonna 1,000-point Batman?
I don't even know if I'm gonna buy it actually right now.
I probably won't buy it. I'm gonna use Jack's ability to take games out.
I'm going to use Jack's ability to take
Wait.
games out.
You work at GameStop again?
So okay,
Real quick. 'cause
Real
this is-
quick.
no one really gives a shit about
okay.
your
It
life.
was just like they needed people to fill out holiday hire stuff, so they had to have a full roster without actually giving those people hours, so they wouldn't have to take away from their actual employees' hours. So they were like, "Hey, do you want to come do this? And you can get employee benefits." And I was like, "Yeah."
Why would you not?
Well, that was precisely it.
Why did I not get asked?
So I did like one shift, and now
You can't work for them. You work for Best Buy.
Well, yeah, that's true.
They're competitors.
Conflict of interest.
But yeah, so
Conflict of interest.
yeah, I'll probably use that ability because I stay up later than Jack. So when Jack goes to bed from playing it, I'll probably play it.
See, I stay up later than Jack. Dude, you're going to bed like right now.
I am going to be going to bed right now, but over the weekends I stay up till like 5 or 6 o'clock
That's
in the morning.
True. That's fine. But yeah, I'm excited about that game. Not crazy excited about it. Not like
I'll play it.
it's not. Yeah, I would definitely like if there wasn't a new console coming out that I had to spend my money on, within a month of its release.
I had to spend a crazy amount of money today and yesterday on jiu-jitsu gear and PAX tickets. So I'm hurting.
Yeah,
now.
I mean like we gotta save money.
Yeah.
So it really is, unfortunately, a bad time for that game to come out because any other time I might have bought it on day one. You know.
Yeah, and it comes out on a Friday, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean
I like the games are doing that now. They understand that I have a fucking life.
I mean, it's not like no one's forcing you to play it.
People they want me to play it though. So, by the way, so we're wrapping this podcast up. Thank you guys for listening. I just want to point out that Terraria is so good. We have never actually. We always say we're going to talk about Terraria, and we never do. But like, for the last 20 minutes, I've been doing nothing but like doing
Improving
like
your house.
Yeah, like just doing some maintenance around my house in Terraria, and I'm just having the best time. Like, this game is so good. If you have $10.
It's like 10 or $15.
And you have ever trusted my opinion in video games. Like, this game, if you're looking for something simple, is probably the best. This is the best indie game I've ever played.
It's deceivingly complex, though, as well. I mean, like, you come into it and you're like, oh, it's this little, like, 16-bit adventure game, and then it kind of blows your mind with how deep it is, you know?
Yeah, well, you get laser pistols and shit.
It's a giant world, laser pistols, armor made out of lava. You know, it gets good.
Yeah, I have fucking a jetpack and shit.
Yeah.
I have rocket boots.
Yeah, and yet you're still using swords to kill things. But yeah, no, it's a very good game, and we'll never talk about it, but
Probably
we'll
not.
constantly make references to it.
Just play Terraria. Seriously, play Terraria. And if you have $20, buy a month of 3 months of PlayStation Plus and download Hotline Miami for free.
Oh yeah,
And
and then take advantage of the next 3 months of PlayStation Plus because that's
so
an awesome system.
worth it.
Yeah,
So you can wrap up the show, Jack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you want to say.
I don't know. I mean, follow us on Twitter. I am Jack of Couch Co-op. I write on, obviously, thecouchcoop.com and Game War on occasion, once a week. I try and update my Twitter with anything I'm thinking about games, but I often forget. So if you want a slightly more entertaining Twitter feed to follow The Couch Co-op, like at The Couch Co-op. That's where Sean updates most of our tweets and stuff like that. He usually has more interesting things to say.
Not really recently, but I'll get right back.
Well, he'll get back on that. And you can also follow him on his personal thing. He'll talk a lot about jiu-jitsu and occasionally video games
and Childish Gambino quotes.
And Childish Gambino quotes. Very talented rapper and actor and many other things. Many things.
Life changer.
Life changer. And you can follow him at NJ Sean Pitts. Sean Pitts.
SEANPITTS.
Yeah, that's not the Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, follow Sean, follow me. Follow at The Couch Co-op. Fred, do you have the Twitters?
I do.
Do
I
you
don't
do
use
the
it.
Twitters? Okay, so no one follow Fred.
No, not even worth it.
And I know Trozy was only in this podcast briefly, but he has been considering adding some content to our site once a week. So watch out for him. If he starts doing that, we'll be advertising his tweets. We'll be advertising his pieces, and check that stuff out. And I think that's all the bookkeeping I can do because my voice is cracking.
Yeah, well, you are 11. All right, guys. Well,
did that just happen to you?
Nah, it didn't. You just want it to have happened to me.
Yeah, I heard a little bit.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to PAX. We're officially going to PAX. We have our tickets to PAX.
Yeah, whether or not we get press passes is a completely different story.
We're working with our legal representative right now, David Ardito, to try to get press passes for PAX. That would be fucking awesome.
We're also trying to see if he will actually take up that title, but that's a
listen,
different story.
Dave does whatever I want him to do because he's my boy.
Don't.
Right? Dave loves me and he'll do whatever I need him to do.
If you said that about me, I would not do it.
No, Dave's the man.
All right. Well, yes. No, Dave certainly is the man.
So he'll help us out, hopefully.
Hopefully, that'd be cool. But yeah, exciting things are happening. The site is still growing every day, and I've been not posting as much as I would like to for a little while.
That, though.
But yeah, we're getting back up on it, and things have been busy. But it's no excuse. We're gonna get back on it.
Geronimo, everybody.
Listen.